I will have some splaining to do when my family gets home, I imagine. Alright, so everybody that's joining me in the chat, hey! Thanks for sticking around and sticking out the drinking game. My god. For those of you who are joining me on YouTube, thanks for watching. We are playing the Banner Saga 2. Where did we leave off? Well, we're playing as the Ravens right now. They're jerks, or at least Bolverk is a jerk. We don't really know what to expect next. Let's just get to it, shall we? Right. We're camping. Somebody was injured. I don't remember. I can't remember. We have 12 days of supplies. Where's our heroes? Where's our heroes? 2 days. That's what we need. Okay. Damn. It's like whiteout conditions sometimes. Like flashes white. Whew. Okay, here we go. Hey, we're almost to Bindle. Holy crap. That's awesome.
The miners of Bindle are a rough drought. Not a bad place.
No fair purging. Flesh is right. What? Whoa, wait. The old wanderer fights his way up next to you. Can't see a damn thing in this mess. Guess old Irinx hasn't forgiven you yet after all. Shouldn't you have died already? Jesus. Don't remember there being much to see. Keep bringing up Irinx and you'll cough up more than phlegm. Well, Bolverk's an asshole. I like, what's this guy's name? Spar? I like him. He's great. I don't know if in person I'd want to hang out with the dude, but he's good. He's a fun character. Let's say, shouldn't you have died already, because I'm guessing that he probably will take it in jest. I don't know that Bolverk necessarily means it in jest, but I think Spar's got a good sense of humor. Spar grunts. Soon enough, I reckon. Of course, these old bones won't be forming any mountain. Brambles, more like. He squints into the distance. There's bound to be more people from Ormsdalr trying to find a new home in Bindle, Spar says. Crowded towns haven't always been good for us. What's got you worried, old man? A bunch of ravens set loose upon a slew of scared men and women is what, Spar says. Won't take much to have the guards after us, if they let us in at all. He has a point, but there's... Oh, God, Fletch, whiskey, no, Jesus. I don't want to be responsible for anybody going to the hospital. Whoa. Fletch, you are a better man than me if you try that drinking game with whiskey. Man. Spar has a point, but there's little to be done about it. The idea of being around so many others in such a confined space makes you tense. You crave a long hunt and sleep in solitude. What? Crave a long hunt and sleep in solitude. Alright, Bolverk likes being alone, I guess. What a weirdo. Whoa! I thought that was Orthanc for a second. All of these people are looking for food and a home, says Volka. And I'm looking for ale. Is that so much to ask for? Says whatever that ugly dude. Oli? Is that Oli? The ugly dude. Publican. Ah, that was great. I assume that's Spar talking, probably. I bet that scout tower already sent word of us. Of course, it's a scout tower. What else would it do? God damn it. Let me just take a moment to say, again, the soundtrack for this game is fantastic. Of course, it's Austin Wintory, who's just brilliant, but yes, Great. Fantastic. Fantastic soundtrack. The snowstorm is worse than ever as you arrive at the walls of the mining town of Bindle. The gates are closed, and you beat a fist against them. Open the Faen gates! You shout. From the wall, two menders. Whoa, look at that dude's eye. Look down on you, then recede. Soon the gates open enough for a half-dozen well-trained guards to greet you. Their one-eyed captain points and says, "Just you." Folka steps to your side. "Not alone," she says. "She comes with me." Yeah, Folka doesn't fuck around. The captain takes a moment to assess the situation and nods. Before following him through the gates, you bark commands to other ravens to stay close and vigilant. You know what this is, you guys? This is Gandalf going to Edoras. And he says, "Oh, surely you wouldn't deprive an old man of his walking stick." The guy's like, all right, fine. And then they get inside, and he's like, "Motherfuckers!" Oh, man. "I told you to take his fucking staff!" Inside the small gatehouse are the two menders from the wall. A woman with a fancy spear, and a cub of a man holding a staff. Nikels, this must be the cub of a man. He's very young. "Valka Zephyr? It is the Raven Banner." Zephyr says, "So it seems, but why here? Why now?" Bulwark says, "Just passing through on our way to the Blue River. But this blasted storm caught us." Also, in the last stream I said, who was it? I think it was Grizz or Frankie said, yeah, your goal here is to throw the cart, the mender cart into the river. And I was like, no. I think that's what we said we might do with it, but Juno told us to take it somewhere. And then it turns out that when I rewatched the stream, yes, of course, actually Juno did tell us to throw it into a lake. That must be the Blue River that we're talking about here. This blasted storm caught us. Bulwark says, "Planned to come back this way afterwards for more work. But now we need some food and a place to hole up. We brought some people with us. They need a new home." Excuse me, guys. Sorry, I'm scooting my chair in. Zephyr says, "I'm sure it felt like the right thing to do, but we're already beyond our capacity here." Nikels says, "Are you Bulwark? Bulwark Blood Axe?" Zephyr says, "Hold your tongue, Nikels. What do you know about me, boy?" Nikels says, "I've heard all your tales. I can't believe your cold bear cloak is real. Is it true your axe handles are made from your own horns?" Oh, that's interesting. The old mender places a hand on the young man's shoulder. Folka says, "Wow! I never knew I was traveling with such a legend." You ignore her. Bulwark says, "Are you in charge here? Where's the governor?" Zephyr says, "The governor left for Arborong a while back with most of the fighters to settle this dispute." Sorry, everyone. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, I have played a drinking game before we started recording this, so apologies if my voice is, my speech is impeded at all. Also, Nightbot, what the fuck, man? You're supposed to take a break if nobody else comments. Zephyr says, "The Mender Council sent me to bring the people of Bindal west. As we've heard, too many rumors of Dredge." Bulwark says, "More than rumors. We were in Boarsgard, saw Bellower." Nikels says, "The Immortal Sunder? How did you escape?" Bulwark says, "Immortal was a joke. He's dead." Nikels' eyes go wide in awe, but Zephyr looks pensive. Pumpkin Kang. Hey, welcome, Pumpkin Kang. Yes, going ham is right. Zephyr says, "What about the great rift that opened between Boarsgard and Ormsdaler?" Bulwark says, "We managed." Very Laconian. Wait, is it Laconian? What's the word that describes the Spartans? Is it Laconian? I think that's right. Right? Like man of few words? Oh, that's not right. Is it right? I don't know. I'll let you guys tell me. Zephyr looks like she wants to press you for more information. Laconic. Laconic? Maybe it's laconic. Bulwark says, enough! Open the gates for my ravens. Zephyr says, mercenaries will only panic the people. With everyone from Ormsdollar, it's all I can do to keep them from stampeding like wild yaks. Fine, we'll camp. Nah, Bulwark does not seem like the kind of dude who would just deal with it. Laconic. Thank you, Pumpkin King. Threaten to attack the walls. Bulwark says, open the gates or they'll have reason to panic. The guards in the room draw their weapons and aim them at you. Oh, crap. God damn it. Zephyr says, Bulwark Bloodaxe. Even your renowned strength would fail against walls protected by Evolka and her apprentice. Volka says, but we're on a job for Evolka. You snarl at Volka for saying too much. She shrugs in response. Zephyr says, I'm not aware of another Volka being out this direction. Who has tasked you? Bulwark says, Juno. Zephyr steps back at the name and studies your face for a moment. Zephyr says, Nikels, you and the guards see what you can do outside the walls for the people. Nikels says, I'll see to it and make sure the ravens are comfortable. The young mender nods respectfully to Zephyr and grins at you and Folka before leading the guards through the gate. Morale improved. Okay, fine. Zephyr says, I'm inviting only the two of you to stay within our walls and enjoy a bit more warmth and comfort. Ooh. Separate us from my ravens. That is definitely a risk, but I think Bulwark is the kind of dude who would just make a threat. Good. But try anything, and my ravens will level this place. Zephyr says, then welcome, and no one is going to try anything. There's no need for such mistrust. Bulwark says, maybe, but I shouldn't have to tell you about my job from your superior just to get an invitation. Zephyr says, my superior... No, you misunderstand. You have no job. The Valka known as Juno is dead. Chapter 10. To speak in all tongues. Crap! That's crazy, and Nightbot's back to his usual tricks. Oh boy, we're leaving the Ravens! Oh, yay! Yay, we're back with Alette. Oh, thank God. For Christ's sake. I fucking hate Bulwark. This is fantastic. Okay, so here's Alette and Ivan. That's becoming a joke, what you say. You're right, Fletch. Nightbot is his own entertainment. Yeah, you're probably right, Ciara. You're right. So this is a conversation now back outside of Ormsdollar, I assume, between Alette and Ivan. Ivan has apparently aged on account of having to raise that land bridge for us to get across the chasm from the river to Ormsdollar. He's looking a little gray in the beard and a little gray in the hair there. The once energetic Mender approaches, looking both worn and troubled. Ivan says, I'm not sure I thanked you for the time to recover. I've never woven a spell that strong before. Alette, who has become my favorite character in this game, says, are you sure you're ready to move on? You look... Ivan says, I know. I caught my reflection earlier. It's a more mature look. The Mender grins, and a hint of his former youth shines through. He says, not everyone would have stopped for so long, especially with the ground rumbling like it has. The ground is rumbling? Crap. We'll get there. We're all people in need of help. Do you know what's causing the ground to shake? His floating bridge cost a lot of lives, but it also saved a lot of lives. So I don't know that we could really cast accusations at him right now. No matter how long it takes. No, we want to get there in a quickness, I think. We're all people in need of help here. I want to ask this, but this is the most important thing to say right now. We're all people in need of help here. Ivan says, you've grown up to really care about everyone here, Alette. It's a gift, and I hope you never lose it. He weaves a bit more on the armor. What? What does that mean? What does that mean? What? Ivan says, have you given any more thought to my offer? I think some mending could really benefit you. You consider his offer. What? Oh. He's asking us if we want to become a mender. This was something that happened a few episodes back, a few streams back. He asked us, was it him or was it Juno? I think it was him who asked us kind of obliquely if we would consider learning the ways of a mender. Okay. What would Alette say? I feel like Alette... This is, like, when I think of Alette and where she is right now, I think she lost her father. And her father was the leader before she was. So she thinks to herself, she kind of feels to herself like, I need to become the person my father was. I need to lead as my father did. And her father was a hunter. Her father was not a mender. So even though she has menders telling her, hey, you have a gift, you might want to pursue it, I think she would side with the hunter side. I'm going to stick with improving my skills as a hunter. The mender silently smiles at you. Ivan says, you know, your ability with that bow will only grow. That and your decisiveness will probably serve you better than any spell weaving I could teach you. That's reassuring to have the man who was actually trying to teach us mending say that we might be making the right choice, not doing mending. You thank him as he walks away. Okay, we're not on the ships. We're back in the caravan. Game trail, one of the few gathered hunters says, looking at the beaten path of grass. No telling what we might find down it, but it'll fill some stomachs. So let's see what we're dealing with here. 28 clansmen, 22 fighters, 230 Varls. So this is a Varl party for sure. Let's make it fun. Make a wager for who brings back the biggest kill. Everyone in the group starts smiling and tossing coins in a purse before heading down the trail. When it branches, 2 hunters sprint left, and 3 think the center trail looks promising. You consider what to do. Search the ground for any clues, follow the hunters to the left, follow the hunters down the center, take off to the right on your own. So Alette is, like I said, thinking about becoming a better hunter as her father was. The hunters that they went to the left said they sprang. That seems uncautious. Going off to the right on your own seems uncautious as well. Hunters down the center. Let's search the ground for clues. That seems the most prudent. The other hunters took paths with cloven hoof tracks. There's a chance you could kill the largest hog among them. To the right are rabbit tracks and possibly something much bigger, but it's hard to tell. Ooh. Cloven hoof tracks to the left and to the center, I'm presuming it's saying. To the right are rabbit tracks and possibly something much bigger. I'm going to give this to the chat. What do you guys think? I would say that Alette would be prudent and say 1 or 2, but the fact that there's something bigger off to the right, or possibly something bigger off to the right, makes me tempted for that. But I don't know if that's a character thing. We've got Distresler, Fletch, Nudep, Pumpkin Kang, Sugar Knee, Sueso, and Walter's here? Okay, I haven't seen Walter yet. Ciara, Publican, and, of course, freaking Nightbot. Fletch says go big or go home. I presume that's 3. Publican says 3. I'll give it another 20, 30 seconds or so. While we enjoy the beautiful music. UDEP, same here. 3. All right. A few more seconds. Three out of curiosity. 1 and 2 are taken by other hunters. That settles it. Everybody says 3. You choose to hunt alone and move down the path quietly. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Sure enough, a couple of hares bolt for cover before you can sight them. But it's not you they're afraid of. The scent hits you as a bear crashes through the brush nearby. You instinctively aim and fire, scoring a shot no one will ever believe. You shot 537 pounds. That's very specific. Pounds of meat. However, you were only able to carry 100 pounds back to the caravan. One hunter was wounded, but it will heal. The 2 others brought back a large boar, but you are clearly the victor. Alette by herself carried back 100 pounds of meat? She went to being my favorite character in this game to being one of my favorite characters of all time. That's awesome. +5 renown, no shit. You give everyone back their coin and drinks. Drinks are shared while the injured man's leg is mended. Later, the entire caravan enjoys the stories of the hunt while feasting. That's awesome. Hey, thanks, chat. Alette rocks. No kidding, Ciara. Easy boy, a clansman shouts as a Yak's cart nearly topples to one side. The tamped path of the Eastway Road has steadily turned into a cracked shamble. Looking ahead, it only gets worse. Various chasms gape like open mouths. Killed a bear by herself and carried back 100 pounds of meat? That's nuts. You glance back to Ivan, who looks at you and shakes his head. The entire caravan comes to a halt. Ivor says, "We'll be eating our belts before finding a way across this broken road, especially with this many." Agon says, "And there's no telling how far we'd have to backtrack to head north." Let says, "Then we'll head south across the Ormsa riverbed. We can head towards Grundar and on west." Trigvi, who's... What? What? Where the hell is Trigvi? Okay, I guess... Alright. I forget that we were playing as the Ravens for a while. We have not seen Trigvi. Trigvi's still with the party. Right. Okay, got it. Trigvi peers around Hakon's elbow before coming fully into view. Heading south is questionable. Those people. Trigvi has demonstrated a little craziness, but he's never steered us wrong to this point. I don't think that he's ever necessarily steered us right, but he's never steered us wrong. Why do you say that? Trigvi says, "Maybe I spent a lifetime there. Plenty of things to eat under logs, but there's also people in the bogs." His eyes go wide. Trigvi says, "The Scald should hear my rhyme." Let says, "But what's wrong with heading south?" Trigvi says, different ways of living, old ways. Stick to the mud. And cragsmen are less bothersome." Ivor says, "I think he's talking about the boggers, the rough, backward people of Swartzbog." Trigvi frowns at Ivor. Trigvi says, "Words like that can find you swollen, filled with poison." He puffs out his cheeks and stares at Ivor. Hakon says, "This is why the Varl tend to keep to themselves. Each human is crazy in their own way." Trygve hunches over with laughter until he suddenly stops, sniffs the air, and marches away. God damn it, Trygve, you're not worth anything, man. You provide a tease of information and then leave it. Ivor says, "Strange, but it's a fair warning. We're crossing over into lands most of us have never seen. Just because we left those dredge behind doesn't mean we won't have more wars ahead of us." Hakon says, "If we had more supplies, I'd say we should stop for a few days and train some of these clansmen to fight. You consider your options." Shit, I forgot how many days worth of supplies we have. Okay. After the stressful chasm crossing at Ormsdalr, and after running into Ormsdalr being a completely destroyed town, I imagine that everybody's kind of stressed out, hungry, would like to rest. So let's just camp. We'll consider training clansmen later. Calls for camp spread down the line. And here we are. So okay, who do we have now that the Ravens have left us? We still have Hogan. Oh, we'll see what happens when Hogan meets Bulwark again, if he ever does. We have Moger, which is great. He's a good armor breaker. We have Ivor, which is great. He's a good armor breaker. Gris is good, although I think of him more as a reserve. Hakon's awesome. Gunnulf's awesome. We have Ivan, Ursa, Trygve, Luden, Nid, Alio, who we've only dealt with briefly, Hogan, and Odleif, and Alette, of course. Interesting. Most of the party remains with us. I feel really freaking bad for killing Mogan earlier. Let's talk to Luden, I guess. The prince is acting even more standoffish than usual. You and Ivor have caught him staring ahead and twisting the ring on his finger over and over. Ursa quietly stands nearby. Let says, "Glad to be heading home?" Luden turns to the two of you and offers a polite smile. Luden says, "Even after that chasm, would it surprise you if I said no?" Hey! His beard's coming in. You little punk. His beard is coming in, though, slowly. So Luden so far has just kind of been a little shit. Though he is the son of the king. He's the prince. He's the next in line for the human throne. That's my understanding of it. Arborong being the human capital. Let's done dealing with people's crap. Honestly, I think that's probably more true of Alette now than anything else. She's just done dealing with people. She wants to save as many people as she can. I think she's still a good-hearted person, but she's done dealing with crap. Luden says, "Is that the way you see me? As some pouting ne'er-do-well of a prince?" You pause briefly before shrugging, and Ursa chuckles. "Oh, okay." Luden says, "Then maybe I need to try harder to change that. This is all so different for me. You, Ivor, and Ursa are stunned to hear the prince talk this way." Luden says, "I've grown up in comfort and trained with scholars and fighters. I've never known anything else." Ivor says, "Saying stuff like that won't make you any friends in this caravan." Luden says, "But that's just it. I'm among these clansmen. I've seen the differences. I think I understand them a bit more." We could be very encouraging, we could be questioning, or we could be dismissive. Yeah, you're right. CR, he's growing up so fast. He does. It does seem like they're developing him like a character. Who's a similar character in like pop culture or literature? Someone who starts out as a spoiled little punk and eventually realizes where they actually are and what they need to do. I don't know. Somebody in the chat will be able to give me a good example, I'm sure. Uh, I Pem want to be encouraging, but I don't know that Alette has the patience right now. I think given that she just lost her father recently, well, yeah, a few weeks ago, I guess now, she'd say, "Oh yeah, what do you understand?" Loon says, "It seems they know just as little about the things I know as I do about the things they know. For instance, they know almost nothing about the kingdom's economy, and I know very little about making the things they sell." Loon says, "I know the trade routes, but they know the trade. You've never seen the prince this animated," but then his face falls. He says, "I just don't think the king will appreciate my knowledge. Ursa will agree. My father's not what you call open-minded." Ursa says, "The king's a hard man. Has to be. But his son is his weakness." Ludin glares at her, but the archer only smirks. Interesting. Okay, it does seem like Ludin's learned something. And I like Ursa more now than I did before. "Tell me about the king, your father." Ludin says, "I suppose, but there's not much to him. He's king. He draws a hard line on nearly every topic. Talking to him is much like being told what to do. In fact, it's exactly that." Let says, "I used to think the same thing about my father. Sometimes." Republican. Good. Ludin says, "This isn't about being his son. You'll see." Ivor says, "Kings usually have to make tough decisions and stick with them. Maybe someday you'll see why." He speaks as one who's been close to a throne. Ludin says, "I know, I just don't think he'll care for my ideas on treating with peasant commoners. What would you like to be called?" Let says, "We're all people, Prince. Even you." Ludin says, "You have a charming way of humbling me." Uh-oh. Is Ludin falling in love? Ursa rolls her eyes. He's totally falling in love. Oh. Oh. I presume this is Let saying this. "Just keep an open mind about your father, the way you'd like him to have toward your ideas." Ludin says, "That's something I've never considered before. I'll think on it." As Prince Ludin and Ursa walk away, you feel Ivor watching you. Let says, "What?" Ivor says, "When did you become so full of sage advice?" Let says, "Since I started listening to you." Ivor says, "Gods, don't start making that mistake." The two of you share a smile before moving on. Well, that was an interesting conversation. Do we have anybody who's injured? I don't think we do. Oh. Welcome back, Nightbot. Been away for a while. Our morale is great. I don't know if there's much reason for us to rest. Let's see what the training has to bring. "Well, come on in and let's have a look at you," Sven the trainer says. "Just wanting to swing at each other? Or are you here to actually learn something that could save your life on the battlefield?" "Let's train clansmen, I guess?" The Trainer shakes his head. You're dropping the bucket down a dry well this time. We barely have enough people to tend to the camp without getting them killed in a fight. Okay, that's pretty low numbers now that he mentions it. Maybe another time. Alright, let's keep on the move. This might be the most wide open space we've seen in these games so far. A metal clanking is heard in the distance and grows louder. You see a yak's cart surrounded by 4 varl and an older woman hitting a ladle against a pan. All sorts of things for sale, she says, but her eyes go wide when she looks at you. It's you! Special deals when it comes to you. Yeah, how do you know me? Word travels fast, she says. Think you can slay a sunder and keep it a secret? She clicks her tongue and shakes her head. Madir knows of you. Sure enough. Hey, publican, who knows, man? Hey, if Luden is the next in line for the throne, Alette could improve her lot quite a bit with Luden. I agree, Luden's kind of a scumbag, but Alette could make worse decisions politically. I want to know who the hell Madir is. But that's not an option here. Why are you out here selling things? Madeira sells things to those traveling, she says. It's what maybe she's Madeira? She's referring to herself in the third person. It's what she does. Used to be as generous as Asalai, Madeira was, but that don't buy more supplies. Let's see what you have. Of course, Madeira. Okay, she is Madeira. But make up your mind. Madeira will be gone as quick as she arrived, and don't get any ideas of sneaking off with things. These 4 varl have the keenest eyes, the sharpest blades, and the shortest tempers. You feel the varl watching your every move. We have 29 renown. 19 days worth of supplies. That seems a pretty good amount. Level 9, that's so far away. 2 strength resistance, 1 willpower per kill, 3 willpower, attacks never deflected. Oh, I see. So no matter how high their armor is, your strength attack will get through. 10% chance for 2 strength damage. 2 times strength damage. Knockback on strength attacks of 5. Oh, this is all very tempting, but we have a lot of people to upgrade, I think. Don't buy the moon sugar. Was there moon sugar? Oh, man. That'd be... for a second, I was like, oh, shit, moon sugar. I forget what the different colored fonts mean. I think it means like a rarity level. Maybe it's a level, but it's certainly not for the exact same level. It's like a range of levels, maybe. Yeah, we have renown, but we need to use it, I think. Oh, shit. Rain. For when we can upgrade. Once you cross the Ormsa riverbed, the wind ceases to cut through the humid air. The darkening sky lets loose its rain, and soon fat drops of water turn the dirt path to sucking mud, slowing the caravan. Cloaks are pulled overhead, and children and animals are wrangled near the carts. It's going to slow down our progress a bit, I imagine. I was hoping to avoid visiting this part of the kingdom for at least a few more years, Prince Luden says. At least others have had the sense to abandon this cesspool. As arrogant as he sounds, he's right. There are very few signs of life around you, yet you still feel like you're being watched. The lowing of the usually quiet yaks indicates the beast's difficulty pulling the carts. You're up to your knees in it when a scout comes to you. Found some stone markers that led us to a few paths of solid ground over there, he points while shouting over the yaks. Uneven and bumpy, but easier than this. Stone markers? Yeah, the man says. Don't look natural, don't look much like much of anything else either. Just some stones marking a path through this place is all I can figure. You would ask Trigvi, but he's nowhere around, probably out gathering mushrooms. Alright, lead the way, I guess, if it looks easier. The caravan changes course slowly, but you soon see the low stone markers, some with sticks tied around them. The caravan picks up speed over the lumps of packed ground until a child screams. You rush back to see the boy being pulled out of a hole in one of the mounds you crossed. Inside, you see blackened, wrapped bodies, buried only inches beneath the bog. You're walking across a burial ground. Get everyone moving, Ivor says. There's a chance we make it out of here without anyone knowing we were here. You start urging everyone on, but feel Ruga watching you. Okay. I thought we'd have a conversation with Ruga, but apparently not. They're all around us, shouts a man near the edge of the caravan, and we're stuck in this mud. Cragsmen have encircled you. Their leader steps forth and shouts, There's no price but blood for crossing through the land of our dead. Shouts ring out. They're preparing to attack. Try to talk the Cragmen down, I think. As fighters attempt to form ranks, you rush forward in diplomacy. Arrows litter the field around you, sending you back almost immediately. However, your attempt encourages those around you who had a bit more time to prepare. There are more of them than trained fighters with you, but smart tactics could still win this fight. Many of your clansmen will die unless you are victorious. Crap. Everyone stares as the whole bog seems to move with the approaching cragsmen. No one comes to you with any clever plans. You look down your lines and silently wish all of your fighters in Varl courage and strength. Oh, this is not going to be good. I feel like we're outmanned here. Three of three could make it 6. 2 and 4 could make it 6. 3 and 3 could make it 6. That's a bunch of armor breakers. Okay. Okay, we need Gunnulf in the group. I guess... what the hell? Let's put Ivan in the group, I guess. What is your... Oh, wait. We can promote. 13, sure. Tempest or Forge Ahead. Turn him into a Warhawk. Forge Ahead would be nice for somebody. My God, we could do it again. 15. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to save it for somebody else. Troll stones. The vendor pulls up stone shards out of the ground to block the path of enemies. The shards block movement, and the force of their rise deals 1 strength damage to all adjacent tiles. The stones have 10 strength and last for 1 round. And that's the only option. Okay. Sure. Let's roll with this group and see what happens. 2 strength. I want to see what your trinket is. You have this. 3 armor, 1 drawing aggro. Elf has 2 willpower, 2 strength. Ivor has 3 break. That's awesome. Mogre has 2 strength. Nid has 1 strength resistance. Let has 1 strength. Ivan, you have nothing. 20% 2 times strength damage. Okay, take that. Let's say that we're good, I guess. Cragsman. Hag Hurler. Venom. Venom. Savage. Savage. Oh, Bog Runner. Venom. Savage. Okay, let's say that's good. Let's see. Okay. Oh. Flaming pitch, huh? Hakon has no choice but to go through it if he wants to hurt anybody this round. Oh no. Jesus. She's setting everybody on fire. Oh, they've got a backbiter. Son of a bitch. Okay. Deflected. Nice. Damn. Yes, that is fire on the floor. If you cross over it, you lose 1 strength damage. Oh, 1 strength, rather. Hang on a second. Added strength and armor damage to target and adjacent enemies. Okay. You. Okay, hang on, I got an idea. So if I hit you, that should hit her too, right? No, hang on. I got an idea. Okay, here we go. That. Should kill her. Killed her. Awesome. Oh shit, axe thrower. Okay, we got it. Pillage. Right. Do it, Alette. Nice. We didn't lose anybody to injury. That's great. Well, okay, we lost Varl and fighters and clansmen. Damn. We defended the lives of 21 clansmen.
Baldringer's flame welcomes endless war. But why?
Hmm? Oh, Godstone? Even now, the petrified flames ward off our Varl friends. Varl are hanging back, huh? Interesting godstone, this. Placed upside down in the ground, the petrified roots of a giant tree reach towards the sky. All the Varl, including Ivor and Hakon, have separated from the caravan temporarily, giving Baldringer's godstone a wide berth. The giant's presence is missed as you continue to feel watched. Alio, what do you know about Baldringer? Not much, but enough, the Skald says. These flames symbolize Baldringer's love of fire and war, the first being a means to the second. When the Varl were dominating humans in the first great conflict, it was Baldringer who gave the losing side fire to combat the giants. You hold up your hand to halt the storyteller, listening through the rain for anything that might be following you. Hearing nothing, Alio resumes, holding the gaze of his audience. Humans praised Baldringer for the gifts of fire, but the god only desired more war. He points toward the distant shapes of the Varl. When the giants and humans found peace, this godstone fell from grace. It looks to continue keeping the land scorched. Perhaps its shadow can still kill. Let's patrol the area, shall we? You and a few others slink away from the mass of clansmen and soon come upon unsuspecting cragsmen waiting to ambush your caravan. There is no time to consider your options. Our ranks are diminished. The hell? Damn it. Oh, son of a bitch. God damn, this sometimes isn't the most intuitive. There, that's what I was trying to do. Sure, let's roll with that. Yeah, Sierra, you're right. This is obviously a setup. Crap. Bears? Okay. Sure, let's roll with this group. Maybe we can get rid of the bears quickly. Absorbed. That's weird. It absorbs strength damage? Oh, you... Yep. I was gonna say, you're gonna catch poor Trigby, aren't you? Damn. Absorbed. Weird. Okay, so you have to get rid of all of its armor first? Holy crap, nice. She killed it in one shot. Yeah, you're right, Publican. Yeah, you're right, Sierra. It'll give us a chance. We'll see how this goes, though. He's got a long way to go. That's good. It's not going to maximize the power, but let's just use it. Oh shit, I didn't mean to hit Trigby. Fuck. I wasn't thinking of that. Trigby's down. Son of a bitch. Ah. Poorly done, me. You're right. It is kind of a funny animation, isn't it? Damn! He was able to get through? Wow. Okay. I wonder if she counts as diagonal to him. Probably not. Nope. Damn. Oh, Hogan's down. Son of a bitch. Oh no! Oh. Okay, hang in there, Trigby. Hang in. Not Trigby. Luden. Sorry. Oh, Luden's down. Shit. Well, we'll get him. I think. Yes. Do it. Nice. Okay. Let's see if we can do this without losing anybody else. We got it. The foes lying dead at your feet, something, something, something. Ivan's been promoted. Trigby was injured. Hogan was injured. Was that it? Nope. Luden was injured. Damn. Eight renown. Okay, we survived. Having killed or run off the Cragsmen, you return the remaining clansmen to the at the Godstone. Grabbing your belongings, your foot hits something in the mud. You reach down and find a small skull with a yellow ribbon through the eyes. You toss it in a bag without another thought. Fallow's rebirth. Okay. Some of our heroes are injured and need camp to rest, yes. The rain finally ceases, but the wind picks up. You squint into the gusts and have a clear view of the vast plains ahead. There doesn't seem to be much out there, Ira says. His tone conveys wonder and concern in equal measure. Let's camp, then. Hogan? The blonde axeman, one of two twins from a small village near Skogar, is chopping into a fallen tree for no apparent reason. His swing looks dangerous. Let says, Hogan, everything okay? He glares at you. Let says, you look like you wish that piece of wood was me. Hogan says, I'm just wondering if I should have left with the ravens. No, dude, you should not have. Let says, why is that? Hogan says, I followed your father a long way, and now you. And for what? My brother's gone. My wife and children are frightened of everything around them, including me. I tell them this constant fighting is only for a time, but it's changing me. I see it in their eyes, in my own reflection. I thought I was doing it to protect them, but if they think I'm a monster, what's the point? Only Chatter's Nightbot and Panda didn't drink? Yeah, you're right, Fletch. But if they think I'm a monster, what's the point? They'll appreciate what you're doing someday? I don't know, he says. My wife said she needs a man who will hold her more than his axe. I think she might leave me. Let says, I'm not really sure where'd she go, but that's none of my business. Hogan says, just tell me this caravan would fall apart without me fighting in the shield wall, and I'll stay armed. I think we need to be fair here. He's saying that this is actually tearing his family apart. Be with your family, dude. Hogan sighs with relief and nods. Well, I'll still be around, but I'll be busy playing with my kids. Thanks, Alette. And be safe out there when you're fighting. Man. So we lost Mogan to death. We lost Hogan to... better kill him. No. Lost Hogan to domestic affairs. Alright, let's upgrade Alette. She needs it. Hunker down. Tighten straps. Robust. 20% chance to resist 1 strength damage. 10% bonus crit chance. Let's do that first. So she's now level 5. Ivor? 15. We could promote you. Okay, let's do it. Oh, what's this? Exploit. Search for their broken straps or torn mail and then make them pay. 10% chance to cause puncture. Divert. 5% chance to avoid armor attack. Sure. Let's do it. I don't know what puncture gets us. Imagine more armor damage. Fallow's Rebirth. The small skull of a cragsman infant. Ugh. Tied with a golden ribbon, supposedly wards away death. Protects from death unless strength is 1. -3 armor. 35% dodge strength attacks. We don't have anybody who's level 7. So that doesn't help us at the moment, but it will eventually. We'll rest 2 days. That's what we need. Let's be on our way. Yeah, pretty morbid, huh? Infant skull. Oh, we should have checked the map. Let's check the map. Right. Left Ormsdollar. We're on the Eastway Road, presumably, though I think we're approaching Grundar. Nobody knows exactly who founded Grundar. The most speculated was an early horse-borne settlement, seeing as how it's in the middle of nowhere and close to no other landmarks or valuable terrain. The people here tend to tend fields, but walk great distances just to gather water. So we're not on the road. We're actually out here in the middle of nowhere in Stromland, then. And Nightbot says, the ground shakes again, enough to cause the ox to strain at their leads in panic. Out here in the plains, with nothing but open sky above, you feel remarkably vulnerable. Only a few trees around and no mountains, Hakon says in a wry tone. Looks like we only have to worry about the ground opening up beneath us. He shrugs at the look you give him.
Grundar almost looks forgotten by the rest of the world. Maybe those who live here have forgotten the rest of us too.
Fletch called it. Damn! In a field just outside of Grundar, the caravan spots several creatures you assumed were myth. Mikhail, what wine did I drink earlier? I was drinking Alamos Malbec. Welcome to the chat, by the way, Mikhail. Woodleaf says, I don't believe it. Olet says, are those? Two horseborn hold simple bronze weapons and stand guard over a few others who look wounded, unable to rise. The size of the caravan makes them nervous. Woodleaf says, I have to get a closer look. Yeah, let's do it. What the hell? The two of you advance 100 yards, showing every sign of respect and peace. A number of clansmen push closer too. The male horseborn stomps a hoof repeatedly. The female, tail whipping, brandishes a javelin. Old Leaf says, damn, the caravan is scaring them. Oh, Mikhail's been here almost the whole time. Well, I take back my welcome then and wish you well, I guess? I don't know. Everyone move back. Your sudden shout spooks the female horseborn. She throws a javelin, which pins the ground near your feet. Several archers fire, but their shots are wide. Oh shit. We're starting a freaking international incident here. Olet says, hold! No more arrows! The male says something in what sounds like a long stream of consonants. The female lowers her second javelin. Olet says, we just want to help. The male's tail swishes. Skathak says, you help? His voice sounds strained, and his mouth moves uncomfortably around the foreign words. Olet says, yes, help. Mikhail, you're welcome. Glad you're able to join us. Oldleaf steps aside as you wave to Ivan for help. The female looks agitated. She speaks in their strange way. The male responds to her, then turns to you. Skathak says, help Roek and others. Yes, publican, new race, new characters, new features, new fighters, maybe. Ivan says, I'll try. This is certainly a first. The standing horseborn step aside, allowing Ivan to approach the wounded fighters. Horseborn, akin to dragonborn. With Ivan and Juno tending to the wounded Roek and other horseborn, the caravan settles down outside the scant town of Grundar. It appears the town is enjoying a small festival. Quite a few clansmen go over the hill to enjoy the sights and sounds, but soon return looking disappointed. They called us outsiders, a woman says. They don't want us interrupting their wheat harvesting festival, but the merchants don't seem to mind trading. The clansmen soon shrug it off and take renewed interest in the horseborn, some in awe, others in disgust. Alright, we gotta find out what the hell this deal is here. Skathak says, thank. You glance at Ubin, who I forgot was even with us. who snorts and smiles. Ubin says, Skathax thanking you for helping his friend Roak. Yeah, no shit, dude. I'm glad we have you here. Deirdre's the other one, but she's not in a talking with Varl and humans mood. Let says, you're welcome. I'd like you to meet Hakon. Skathax's tail swats his flanks, and he bows his head towards Hakon. Skathax says, Varl, Mans, same herd? Hakon says, no, but we're no longer enemies. Ubin says, I haven't seen Horseborn in centuries. Last they knew, humans and Varl were at each other's throats. What happened to Roak? Skathax says, Roak, brave fighter, protect food, hit many times. Let says, hit? Who was attacking? Skathax says many things in his other language. He says, Trigakantha. Trigakantha. His eyes go wide, and he stomps the ground before pointing west. You look at Ubin. Ubin says, I don't have a clue, but clearly not a friend. Hakon says, was it the people here in Grundar? Skathak looks where Hakon is pointing. He shakes his head and points west again. The Varl King eyes Skathak suspiciously. How do you know our language? Skathak just stares at you. Ubin says, you talk like us. Where did you learn? Skathak says, heard little trade with Mans and mud. Ubin says, I think he means our bog friends, the Cragsmen. What brings you so far north? Are they that far north? I guess they are. Skathak looks confused by the question, so Ubin shows him the map, pointing to Dalaland and Grundar. Skathak says, food. Our planes break. Hakon snorts. Might be justice. Didn't they kill all the horses, Scrivener? Ubin says, his ancestors did, yes, but blaming folks for things that happened hundreds of years before they were alive? You may as well accuse these humans around us of starting the Great Wars. Ubin's been valuable, yes. Yeah. He's a fat old man. What's he know? Have you found all the food you were seeking? Skathak says, enough for time, my guess. 2 others take to herd in south. His hoofs scuff the ground during certain words. Hakon says, just those 2? What about you and the couple? Skathak, Roak, Deirdre, stay. This herd help. We help this herd. Thank you, I guess? Skathak nods in a movement that uses most of his upper body. Man, Varl, Horseborn, same herd. Funny. Ubin chuckles, and you smile while Hakon shakes his head and walks away. Interesting. I wonder if... do they count amongst our heroes now? Oh my god! Rank 5 Horseborn. Skathak. A duty-bound trader dedicated to his herd, Skathak is more trusting of strangers than the majority of his kind. While most humans think of Horseborn as a myth, Skathak has interacted with the Cragsmen of the southern bogs often enough to temper his fear. They have the ability Trample. The Horseborn charges forward and tramples an enemy, then attacks from behind. The enemy suffers strength damage during the charge, is subsequently struck for 1 strength per tile the Horseborn moved before the trample, and is left concussed, suffering 20% on his next attack. Interesting. What's his passive? Hit and run. The Horseborn takes his normal movement, then can attack or take another action. Once the action is complete, he can move up again up to 3 spaces. No willpower may be spent on the second move. Roak, a fearless fighter. Really? His class name is Welsh. Tielu? That? For family? A fearless fighter, Roek almost never backs down from a confrontation. At 10 years of age, his pride, culture, and a short average lifespan drive him toward boldness. It is the only way he will become the leader of his herd before he is too old. His mate, Deirdre, unfailingly supports and encourages him. Mule Kick. The horseborn delivers a devastating kick with his powerful horse's legs, damaging the target's armor, sending him flying across the battlefield and leaving him stunned when he lands. Any other unit unfortunate enough to be in the path of a flying enemy suffers a violent hit as well. Be careful who is in the knockback path. Tylee? Tylee. Hit and run. Yep, saw that. Okay. Deirdre, rank 5 horseborn cantref. Deirdre is more cautious and ready to attack than most, usually concerned with betrayal from anyone but her mate, Roek. Her family was ambushed and murdered by a previously friendly tribe, leaving her with a lifelong mistrust. She has poison tipped. The horseborn uses a javelin tipped with a deadly poison to make sure her enemy doesn't forget her after the initial sting of her attack passes. The ill target becomes unable to secure their own ground and is able to be moved through. Poisons like this are often used against high-strength enemies to wear them down over time, or on a large unit that is blocking paths to other areas of the board. The doses do not stack together, but a second dose will serve to refresh the damage over time. Keep the target afflicted. She has free roam. While moving, each willpower the horseborn spends allows her to travel 2 tiles instead of 1. Nice. Interesting. Interesting to put them into a party. See how that goes. But that's where we're going to end this stream, you guys. We've been playing this game for about an hour and 25 minutes. We've been streaming for over 4 hours now. So I have reached, Cantrell is extremely close to Cartrell, the Welsh word for home. Interesting. Horseborn, perhaps based off of Welsh? I don't know. Excuse me, but that's where we'll end this stream. We did almost 2 hours of Morrowind. We did 40 minutes of a goddamn drinking game. And an hour and 25 minutes or so of Banner Saga 2. The next stream will be this coming Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I appreciate it. Glad you were here. Everybody on YouTube, thanks for catching up. I will see you guys next time. Hope you have a good evening. Be safe, everyone. Take care.